As a YouTube strategist with a front row seat to what makes creators successful, I'm here to settle the quality versus quantity debate once and for all. And the answer might surprise you. I've been coaching female YouTubers and producing channels for so long that I have an intimate understanding of what it takes to be successful on YouTube. And not just the tactical elements like the thumbnails and the titles, but also the habits, the mindsets, the schedules, and the routines that separate successful creators from those who struggle. I'm Erika Vieira, and if you are a female entrepreneur or creative who is looking to scale YouTube for more income, impact, and influence, you are in the right place. In this casual Get Ready With Me, you're gonna hang out with me while I discuss this quality versus quantity debate and share my insights, and my answer about quality versus quantity might surprise you. So grab some tea or coffee and get ready with me as we settle this debate once and for all. Ladies, class is in session. So having worked with creators for years, I see both sides of success, right? The tactical elements that do make a difference, they do matter. And then how effective your hook is, how well your thumbnails and titles perform, how you keep viewers engaged, as well as the behind the scenes reality of what people do that are actually successful. And what are people doing that are not successful? I can see those things. I see them all the time. And let's just start with saying, because of the way YouTube is structured, quality does matter. For YouTube, so much rides on whether your hook captures the attention of the viewer, whether you get that thumbnail and title right, whether your content actually delivers on the promise of the thumbnail and title, whether you really understand your audience demographics and their psychographics and you're hitting that with the topics of your videos. But here's where the nuances come in, and here's where a lot of people get it wrong. Quality does not always mean having the best editing, having the most amazing polished script. True quality when it comes to YouTube is about being intentional with the content that you're creating, understanding how you're creating it, and knowing who you're creating it for. It's about being really tied and intentional with your YouTube brand and having a very clear purpose behind every single piece of content. Now, I talk a lot about my YouTube brand in my live masterclass. If you've not checked out my live masterclass, you're definitely gonna want to sign up for that. I have one coming up soon, and I dig into that concept, and it's something you're really gonna wanna know, take notes on. So definitely sign up for that. I'll put it in the description because it is the foundation of everything that I discuss here and talk about. So here is my take on this whole debate. Here's what I've seen after having done this for almost 10 years, worked with thousands of creators, worked with creators that are brand new to people that have been on the platform forever. This is my thought. If you're newer to YouTube, say you're brand new to YouTube, or you're struggling to get some momentum and get your channel going, and you approach your content with a quality first mindset, you inadvertently create a dangerous cycle that works against you. So when you prioritize the quality above everything else, what ends up happening is that you don't end up creating enough content to actually build up that momentum. You need that momentum. You need that data. You need that information. You spend so much time perfecting one video that weeks go by between uploads, or maybe you just are only able to get one video a week up, which is good. That's a minimum. But ideally, I would love to see at least 2 videos a week, especially when you're at the beginning stages. And because when you're new, the more content you put out there, there's a few things that happens. The more YouTube has data to better understand who it should serve your audience to. You might notice in some of the analytics that it'll say, oh, not enough data to populate this. There are some analytics inside of the studio that just, you need a good amount of data for YouTube to be able to analyze it. And if you're new or you're just struggling with low views or not getting a lot of traction, then you're definitely in that camp where doing more videos is really, really, really going to benefit you. You get more data, you get more opportunities to try different topics and really understand what your audience wants from you. So here's what happens too, is if you come from this perfectionist mindset, you're moving and iterating too slowly to really see those results that will keep you motivated to keep going and ultimately prevent burnout. And then what happens is that each piece of content becomes super, super precious, and you become really attached to the results of each individual video. I did a whole video on that you are 100% going to want to check out after this one, especially if this is something that you struggle with. By the time you get feedback on that one perfect video, you've lost weeks of potential learning and improvement opportunities. So, you spend all this time and energy on a video, right? And you're like, okay, you put hours and hours and hours and hours into it. And I do understand that if you're new and you're a beginner, it is going to take you longer. So I'm not denying that. I understand it's going to take you a little bit longer. However, if you have this mindset that it has to be perfect, what usually happens is that over time, because you're spending so much time on your videos, and at the beginning, I'm telling you, even if you spend a lot of time and you make them as amazing as possible, there's a good chance that they might not perform amazingly well. Like some do, don't get me wrong. I've worked with people come to me that they do have some good luck out of the gate. And that's great, right? But then what do you do when you get that good luck? You gotta upload quickly, and you've gotta take advantage of that momentum. But for most people, they're not gonna get that early lucky success. And if you have those beginning videos not perform well and you're spending hours and hours and hours making them perfect, it is super, super easy to lose that momentum to keep creating content consistently that you need to do to eventually reach the goals that you want. That motivation is so important to help you push through the inevitable challenges that are gonna happen when you're starting off on YouTube. And you start questioning, is YouTube for me? Maybe I should go onto Instagram. Maybe I should do TikTok. I don't know if I can make this work. You're like, oh, maybe my content's not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe nobody wants to watch what I create. And this creates a vicious cycle where you put an enormous amount of pressure on every single video that you create. You put an enormous amount of pressure on every single individual video to perform, which leads to creative paralysis and longer gaps in between the uploads and decreased motivation. And then ultimately, eventually it leads to burnout. So here has been my conclusion after working with so many creators is that quantity actually beats quality, especially for beginners, especially for people that are looking to take off. Because more posts mean more chances to be seen and much faster skill development. And I know I get people saying this all the time. Oh, but Erika, there's this one creator and she only uploads like once a month and I don't understand. She does so well and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. There are unicorns out there that are able to do that. And when I look at some of those channels, the content is quite good. And usually there are people that have been on the platform for some time, or they have experience creating content. Maybe they're new to YouTube, but they've been on other platforms, or it's actually their day job to edit or to create stories or whatever it is. Those are more rare. They do happen, yes. Maybe you're one of those lucky people, and if you are, you're probably not watching this video. But for the most part, it doesn't happen like that. Think about it mathematically, right? If you post once a week, you get 52 chances to get your content discovered. And if you post 3 times a week, you get 156 chances. Figure out what your content is about, for the algorithm to put your stuff in front of other people, for viewers to find you, and for you to hit that viral moment. That changes everything for you. And there is skill development that comes with repetition. And remember, I keep saying this is definitely for beginners and for people that are wanting to gain some momentum. If you're somebody that's already doing well, but maybe you've hit a slump, this might be your answer for a short period of time. And I'm going to go more into that in a little bit. You get better through doing more. And if you create to getting more content, you will naturally get better and improve over time. But it's nearly impossible to develop these skills if you have this perfectionist mindset from the get-go, because you're not giving yourself enough of those practice opportunities. You're not giving yourself enough opportunities to get feedback and data on each individual video to figure out what next move to make. Every single successful creator that I work with and the people that I interview, they have gone through a phase where their early content just was not their best work. But the quantity of early content and the consistency of that content allowed them to develop the skills, the confidence, the understanding to truly be a really good content creator on YouTube. All right, do I have enough mascara on? Okay. So here's my message to you if you're listening to this and you resonate to what I'm saying, is forget about being perfect. Just upload. The improvement will come from doing. It comes from the practice, not through endless planning and preparation. Do you need a plan? Yes. But overly planning, refilming, re-editing. I mean, if you know, you know, right? If that's you, put it in the comments. Don't do that anymore. It's not helping you. Because all that time and energy is just going to make that piece of content that much more precious to you. And you're going to be that much more devastated if the video doesn't take off. Heck, nobody said YouTube is easy. This is why most people don't do it, right? It requires you to put your big girl panties on. And more quantity, especially as you get going, it gives you more room to experiment, to be messy, to break your own rules, and discover what works best for your own unique channel and audience. You know, when you're only making one video a week or one video every other week, you can't afford to waste it on an experiment, on trying something new or different. But when you're doing 2 videos a week, which I really think is a sweet spot, which you should really try to get to if you can. But if you're doing 2 or even 3 videos a week for a period of time, you can try different topics, different formats, different ways of doing it without the pressure. Every single video that you create is a data point that teaches you something valuable about your audience, your content, and your growth potential. More videos actually equals more data, which equals faster learning and optimization. And the YouTube algorithm learns about your channel through more and more content that you upload. The more content you give it, the better it understands who to serve your videos to. And different videos and different types of videos will resonate with different segments of your audience. And by creating more content, you increase your chances of creating that one video that perfectly captures what a specific group of people is looking for, further helping that video to go viral and your channel overall to explode. So from my experience working with creators, you know, both producing channels, coaching them, working with them in my group program, I love it when creators are willing to roll up their sleeves. They say, I'm committed to YouTube for the next X amount of months. I'm gonna upload 2 or 3 videos a week very consistently. And they're in the playground ready to play. Even if it's just for a season too. Even if they're gonna say, I'm gonna try uploading 3 times a week, or I'm gonna upload twice a week, just for this certain period of time. It gives me, as a coach and a strategist, so many more opportunities to help this creator. Because we have more data to analyze. I have more videos to be able to watch. I see you in different iterations. I give feedback and I see how you implement it. And I see different types of styles that we're trying. And I'm given a lot of information that I can then use to really, really dial in a really, really good strategy. It's just basic math. When you're creating more content, you get feedback faster, which means you can iterate and improve faster, which means you can get results faster, which means you stay motivated, which means you keep doing the thing and don't give up. So let me share my own experience with this actually, because I also went through this personally. So if you've watched my other videos, I haven't talked about this a lot, but I've definitely brought it up here, is that I am now at least prioritizing more my YouTube channel. I've never prioritized it in the past. It's always just been a place to kind of put content, but I really wasn't being very intentional with it. And starting at the end of last year, I made the decision to have it more of a priority. It isn't my number one priority because my business, with my channel production, with coaching, with my bootcamp, that's my number one priority. So really most of my time goes towards that. But I do carve out some time that I dedicate to my YouTube channel because it is important to me, because I love doing what I do. It does support my business. I have a lot of joy in doing this kind of work. I love interacting with you in the comments, meeting new people, having new people discover who I am, and being able to help all those people. So if you are somebody that's new to my channel, let me know in the comments. Let me know a little bit about you, about your channel, what you're going through. I would love to learn more about you also. So what I did is I first got started uploading twice a week, and I was like, okay, you know what? I really, really want to play around with my YouTube channel. I want to try different things, and I really want to see what I can do with it. So I gave myself a challenge to upload 3 times a week. And that happened in the spring, and I did it for a couple months. I wanted to see how far I could do it. I was like, let me see if I can get to 3 months. I think I made it to like 2 months, 2.5 months. And I'm really glad I did it. And even starting my reboot of my channel with 2 videos a week and not just one, which I had always really just done 1 video a week, even doing that really, really helped me. It helped me discover a whole nother video type that I had never done before, which is these analysis videos, which have done really well on my channel. If you enjoy those, let me know. I went ahead and put my lashes on. I've been doing this experiment where I was doing 3 videos a week, and it's definitely takes time. I was planning for it. I basically dedicated a lot of my time to this, and I'm glad I did it. Would I always want to be uploading 3 videos a week? No. Hell no. If YouTube was the only thing that I did, yes. But considering everything else I have going on, there's no way. However, it did allow me to discover like new types of content that really resonates with people. I've been doing those creator analysis videos, and people seem to really like it. Those seem to perform really well. Unfortunately, the YouTube specific videos, I don't do these knowing that they're going to perform well. I do these really to connect with you and have fun. I do my makeup anyways, and it's always fun for me to just yap on and on. And I always feel like some of the things that I talk about here, just in a more natural setting, the people that are really meant to see it are here. And if you like these, get ready with me, let me know. But as far as like those creator analysis videos, it's been interesting to see that's what is performing well. And so obviously I'm leaning a little bit more into that. However, there are pros and cons to that content. The pros is that they perform well. I enjoy doing them. I know you guys seem to really like them. And the cons, though, is that it definitely is a little bit more labor intensive. So those videos definitely take a lot more time and research and energy. And the other possible con is that not all the people watching those videos are exactly the people that I want to attract. It is like a large net, though, because it does capture some of that audience. So I'm obviously looking to attract women, entrepreneurs, business owners, creatives that are looking to grow on YouTube or that are already YouTubers and just looking for ways to grow and just optimize their YouTube channels. That's who this channel is for. And with those types of videos, it attracts those people, but it also attracts a whole bunch of other people as well. However, I'm okay with that because I know it's casting a wide net, and I'd rather a video get 10,000, 20,000, 50, 60,000 views than not get many at all and capture some of that audience. So I'm super curious. If you're here right now, let me know. Do you like those creator analysis videos? Is that something that you like or you watch on my channel, or do you mainly just watch the more YouTube-centric focused videos? Do you get value out of those videos? Because my whole goal with those videos is that even if it's not only attracting YouTube creators, I'm creating it for YouTube creators. I'm creating it for women that can get inspired by and learn from the stories of these pretty spectacular women content creators and YouTube creators. So it's created in that format. Obviously, there's a lot of takeaways in there, but I'm curious, do you find those helpful, or do you prefer these types of videos here? So through that experiment of doing 3 videos a week, I created something like, I don't know, I'm not a math person, 40 or 50 videos in a very short period of time, and it gave me an incredible amount of information about my channel, my audience, and what works. The other thing that doing that forced me to do is it forced me to learn a lot of these AI tools, and then also just create more systems to be efficient, which is really, really helpful. Creating that much content really helped me figure out how to be more efficient with creating content, because I don't want to be taking forever on every single piece of content. And I'm still learning that, especially for the creator analysis. They do take me a good amount of time, but I am doing better at it now than I did when I first started, and I have better systems in place. So uploading that frequently definitely has that benefit. It forces you to learn how to do it faster. And that's a great skill to have as a content creator. I learned AI faster. That's when I discovered this AI app called Poppy AI, which I really like. I'll link it in the description below. I know that I've gotten a lot of my boot campers onto it, and they're all using it. And to me, it's a really great AI tool. So I highly suggest. That's really been helping me in this process. Basically, doing that forced me to level up in every single aspect of my YouTube content creation process. And I had to find ways to maintain the quality while also increasing the quantity. Here's something that's really important to understand is that if you decide to do this, you don't have to do this forever, meaning you don't have to upload 2-3 times a week forever. It can be a strategic decision that accelerates your growth in a certain period of time. I've seen this work really well with some of my clients, and I do this with some of my clients. One of my clients, Kelsey Rose Fitness, she's here on YouTube. She hired me to launch her YouTube channel, so we've been working together for about a year now, and she was pretty adamant about uploading 1 video a week, but I really did encourage her to up that to twice a week, even if it's only during certain seasons of the year. We together have chosen 3 months out of the year where she does do twice a week, and we're coming up to that in the month of September. It's been really helpful for her. When her channel blew up, it was right after the period of time where she went twice a week. And I know that her doing twice a week really, really helped with that. I noticed that in that period of time too, her camera presence improved and she was seeing more results. So then she was more excited to get in the front of the camera. That had a ripple effect. It was a great decision for her. And I know another client of mine, Michelle Wong, she does this every year during Mishmish around Christmas time. Now, she's been on the platform for a very long time. She normally uploads quite a bit. However, during the holiday season, she'll upload every single day. And just doing that and uploading so frequently really gives you the opportunity to just connect with your audience more, in her case, because she does have so much experience on YouTube, but also allows her to experiment with different types of video topics. We worked together during that time and she had to fill the calendar. So we tried all these different types of videos and some of them really, really did well for her and her channel. And what I love about that is that both new people and established people can really benefit from a season of increasing your uploads and going quantity first versus quality. So I'm really encouraging you to try this approach. See what happens. If you're somebody who just hasn't been super intentional with your channel and you're wondering why you're not growing, forcing yourself to upload more frequently for a set period of time. And what I would say is stick to it. If you upload, say, 3 times a week and you say, okay, I'm going to try that for a week, see how it goes. And then say you do it for a week and then those videos don't perform, you're not going to want to keep going. And then the whole experiment is off. You have to say, I'm going to do it for 60 days. I'm going to do it for a month. I'm going to do it for 90 days. Like for me, I was like just saying, I'm going to do it for a month. And I did it for a month. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it for another month. And I did it for another month. I was in my head, I was like, okay, I want to try and get the 90 days. But you know what? I did it for 2 months. So you have to commit to a certain period of time. If you normally post once a week, then try for twice a week. If you do twice a week, then try for 3 times a week. If you do once every other week, then try for every week. Be realistic about it too. I know we all have lives. I know we all have schedules. It is a season. It's a period of time where you're being very intentional with YouTube. You're prioritizing YouTube. And you say, this is my YouTube month. Like you tell friends and family, hey, I'm not doing anything for this next month. I'm really going to try and make my YouTube channel work. What a lot of creators don't realize is that the benefits of quality compound over time. Your 10th video isn't just better than your first video, it's exponentially better because you've learned from the 9 previous attempts. Through quantity, you're not just getting better at one thing, you're simultaneously improving your on-camera presence, your editing efficiency, your topic selection, your ability to create better thumbnails. All of these skills stack on top of each other, and they're all needed to be successful on YouTube. There's also a confidence element that comes with just doing more that you really can't get any other way. When you've created like 50 videos, the pressure on video number 51 is just a lot lower than on video number 5. This reduced pressure actually allows for better, more authentic content. So I want you to remember this. It's not about sacrificing all of your quality forever. We're still trying to have quality content here. It's about using quantity as a specific tool to improve your skills, systems, and understanding to ensure that you stick to YouTube for the long game. So think of this quality testing as your training ground, as like going to school, as an internship. Professional athletes don't become great by practicing once a week. It just doesn't happen. They practice daily, sometimes multiple times a day. This quantity session is gonna be that daily practice. It's gonna be that practice to get you really good at creating content. So I'm giving you permission to start messy, to experiment, to try things that might seem a little bit weird or off, or like, oh, I don't know, should I try it? And to prioritize your learning over the most perfect video. Your audience will appreciate the authenticity, and you will learn the skills that no amount of planning can teach you. Quantity creates the conditions for the quality to emerge. More content leads to more practice. So here's my challenge to you. Do this. Try uploading. Try uploading more. 2 times a week, 3 times a week, more consistently every single week. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you and if you plan on taking up on that challenge. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. Here is my finished look. Now I'm gonna be filming for the rest of today. This is what I like to do. I get ready once and then I batch film about 5 videos. So let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. If you wanna join me and the other women that I'm working with in my YouTube bootcamp, my group coaching program for women, I'd love to have you. I'm opening up spaces soon, so add your name to the wait list. I'm gonna link a couple other videos that are really helpful when it comes to this topic of mindset about YouTube. Until next time, keep shining, keep creating, and most importantly, keep being you.